Hello.
Hi.
1 second, Liz.
Hi, Miss Jiana.
Hi.
Hi, Madison.
Hi. Madison, you're here. Hi. Hey, Anaya.
Hi.
Hi.
Aiden, you say hi.
Hi, Aiden.
Hey, Madison.
How are you today?
You get taller. Hey, Mom.
He's getting taller.
I got taller, too.
Me too. Matt, how are you, doll?
Good.
Good. Good to see you. How are you today?
Good. Good.
Awesome.
Stop it.
Okay.
Nice.
That's on gallery view right now. How are you guys? How are you guys holding up this week?
We're okay.
Did you all watch Obama?
No.
I was on a call, so I couldn't watch. I was trying to see what I need to hear from him.
So you know how to set this up?
So how did you guys like your delivery this week? You guys ate your strawberries already, didn't you?
No.
You didn't?
That's a regular staple in our house, so we have.
Yeah.
You have them.
I had just bought 4 containers from Aldi. They were on sale. Oh, lovely, more strawberries.
Oh, really? Okay, okay, good to know.
So
Yes,
Yeah.
we have to make a spoon.
Yeah, so much you can do with your.
But I got a blender for my birthday.
Didn't you show me that time you were giving me a tour? You
I hate the fact that my name shows.
I know how to change it.
So stop screaming.
I know how to change it. Roll over your picture.
Hi.
Click that.
Oh, hey, baby Aiden. Aiden?
Yes, it's Aiden.
Hey, Aiden.
And then look, it says rename.
I think Diane is on here, but I don't. Miss Diane, can you hear me? I put lipstick on.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
use
doing that.
during the day these days.
Here you go.
Livia, love you.
This one,
That's better, right? No, look. Now,
oh yeah,
right?
guys, select.
All right. Plug these knobs, because if you turn them on, it's going to leak gas, okay? Be very careful.
I'll try. This my chair.
Thank you guys for coming. I know this week was just crazy. I just did not get myself together, so I apologize. We'll be back on track for Saturday, though. I should find out tomorrow what my food is, so I'll share it right away.
No, Miss Jiana, we don't. Oh my God, Phoenix.
You know what?
We don't have any work for this week, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I turned it off.
Were you is that a good thing, or are you kind of bored, Madison?
Ursula's a witch. Ursula's a witch.
Hurry up, Alyssa.
Take my notes so I can write down.
Hey, Phoenix. Grumpy pants. What the angry version of Madison?
How can you? She's not on here right now.
Madison's right there. It says Madison iPad.
There she is. Where's your face?
Phoenix is like the angry. Phoenix is like the grumpy version of Madison. Madison is always extra. Like if you replace the extraness with the madness, that's what my sister is.
You guys, I have so many great pictures of you guys. I just need to share them with you. I have
What?
so
No, please.
Madison, do you know what I was looking at the other day? You remember that day that you were with Mr. Keith and you made that amazing rap?
No.
Yes. Are you kidding me? I'm going to share it. It is so good.
What? Oh, hold on. I want to see embarrassing photos.
I have good pictures of everybody. Anaya, I posted a picture of you today on my Mom, did you see it? Did you see that? When you were doing Peace and Power with Miss Adriana. And let me tell you, that we raised a whole lot of money for Camp Excellence off of that video. And I know it's because it was a little cute.
Miss Jiana, what if we have Camp Excellence on Zoom?
Well, I have some exciting news for you guys today.
Miss Jiana,
Yes.
what if we have Camp Excellence on Zoom? Because we can do the breakout rooms, we can have lunch. Yeah.
Oh.
I actually have some exciting news for you all today.
Okay, let me see this list.
Hey.
So let me see this list. Hold on. So this list.
Let me hear the news.
Hello. How are
Read
you?
my personal list. Read my personal list real quick. There's nobody.
The news.
Madison, why are you so
I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes. Hello, Mason family.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Okay, so let me see
Good to
here.
see you, Mama.
There was, let me see. Camp Excellence, Olivia, Sophia, Madison.
Look, Mommy.
Miss Diane, there she is. Hi, Miss Diane. Wait, do I have you? Wait, let me unmute you. Oh, wait. Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
Hey, Alyssa. How are you? It's good to see you. All right.
It was over.
Daddy?
Thank you guys for
to be
coming.
plugging this
Last
into-
minute, I wanted to make sure that we still had
Daddy.
everything together.
No.
Thank you for the thumbs up.
And then when she woke up, it was on. She was looking.
You know what I found online?
Is that Sean O'Berry?
Who likes Thanksgiving dinners?
O'Berry. Sean O'Berry, let me see your face.
Madison.
Sean is in the house.
Hey.
Hello, Sean.
Miss Gianna.
You didn't put no
Sean
numbers in those
O'Berry,
things.
I miss your face.
Miss
Say
Gianna.
my name.
Me.
Hey.
Funny.
Miss Gianna, how would you make a Thanksgiving dinner in a healthy way? What's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving, and how would you make a healthy if it's not really healthy?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. To be honest with you, I really eat healthy every single day. So when I get to Thanksgiving, I'm going to eat that macaroni and cheese. I'm going to eat the macaroni and cheese. I'm going to eat it. And I'm going to
eat the cornbread, the mashed potatoes.
Cornbread. Come on now. You know what I mean? We got to keep it. What did I put in here?
Yay.
Well, if you want some cornbread, just come over to my house. My mom makes the best cornbread.
She makes the best cornbread. All right. I do.
If you need a Thanksgiving dinner, just call my mom over.
But I do try to make a healthier version of things. But I really, I just try to eat healthy most of the time. But we got to live.
Yes.
We got to enjoy.
Our
Thanksgiving is like time with our family and...
It's Christmas, like holidays.
Exactly. Like, just celebrate the holidays with some good turkey, mashed potatoes.
I don't eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
And sometimes even if I don't eat the meat, sometimes I don't really feel like it. I'll just eat everything else.
Yeah, I don't eat turkey. I eat ham. I eat my ham on Thanksgiving.
All right, guys.
Okay.
So we're gonna get started. I don't know. Like I told you guys on the thing, on my email, it's late. So thank you all, first of all, for coming. I know it's super late, but I still.
Oh my gosh.
And honestly, I just like to hang out with you guys. I look forward to just hanging out, right? I mean,
Yay!
yeah. So that's really nice. And I am going to show you this week in your food bags. Last week I told you that big box, we got really lucky because that's not going to always be the case. but we'll usually get a bag that probably looks like what you got this week. So you all got, who can tell me what you all got this week? What did you guys get in your bags this week?
I what I got this week.
Strawberry.
Vivian, what you get?
Yeah.
What else? We got
Jiana, I have a question. Are you cooking today?
Wait a minute. First, I want to hear what you guys got in your bag.
I don't know, to be honest. I think onions.
No, we didn't get
Onions.
I don't think.
I think it's something. I think it was cucumbers.
That's last.
No, this one.
Onions, or do we have more onions?
You all got kale.
Purple and yellow. No,
You
then
got
we got
strawberries. How can you forget that?
lettuce.
You got lettuce.
Cucumbers, lettuce.
And
Lettuce.
asparagus.
Strawberries. There's cucumbers, lettuce. That's from last week?
I don't know.
Yeah,
How do I spell lettuce?
But before,
Oh,
there's lettuce, strawberries, kale,
you got strawberry, kale,
asparagus.
lettuce. Thank you, Madison, for putting it in the chat.
Well, somebody already did.
Before we get into our cooking lesson, and once we get into the cooking lesson, I'm going to ask you guys to put it on mute because I know it's really hard to hear and watch. I wanted to also share that I am going to record this. I'm going to send out the recipe for the kale salad. So if you're not doing it right now, which you might not have because I didn't give you enough time to get yourself together, you don't even have to do that with us. I mean, you can as we move forward, but you don't have to. But I know sometimes it's just helpful to kind of see it being done. But before that, I wanted to share some really exciting news because these are like our core people, many of our core people here. So I'm really excited to announce to you that Camp Excellence is happening online.
Yay, Camp Excellence is back.
Of course, it's going to be very different. It's
No, but I
going to
thought
be
it was
very
actually going to be different.
Yeah,
until
because we can do
Corona.
breakout rooms. It's kind of like the same because we can do yoga and then we can do breakout rooms.
Yeah, but the only thing that I thought was going to happen for camp was that we were going to have a different name and that it wasn't going to be online. But then when I heard about the corona, I'm like, And
I
then
know. There was a lot of concern about that.
excellent because
what-
we changed it. It was glow and grow, and
But
then
when I stopped putting it on the news, I think it's over.
Madison, you're bringing up a very good point. However,
yeah, I'm not.
about the
Don't bring up
I
the
don't know.
news.
we're still going to
Don't watch
stay
the news
safe.
unless you're ready for protein.
But listen, guys, shh, I'll go.
May.
Thank you. I just want to share you a couple of things about camp. So it's going to be very different. It is going to be online, but I'm really excited because I've gotten a bunch of my friends to help raise enough money so that it's free. So it's free for all the families. And you're going to also get a camp kit, and we're going to call it a kit of kindness. Because in your kit of kindness, you're going to have everything that you need for camp, including your camp t-shirts, including your color groups, including your bandanas, including all the art supplies and musical instruments and yoga mats and everything you need.
I
And
love
we're
my
also
bandana.
And we're also working on getting yoga mats for our parents so they can do the yoga with us in the
Oh
morning.
my goodness.
So we're going to work really hard to make sure that you guys have a fun experience. You deserve to have a fun experience. It's been a really tough time. So I'm working really hard to provide you guys with a really good camp experience. And then the other thing that's really cool is that you're going to continue getting this food through camp so that we can do the cooking class is going to be the foods that you're going to already have from the program. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to tell you that it's not going to be a whole lot of people. I'm going to invite people. Y'all are all invited because it's going to be really hard to have a lot of people. We can only do, hey, hello. Hello, how are you?
We're doing camp online.
I was just sharing that we are doing Camp Excellence online and that it's going to be different, but we're going to give out camps, kit camps we call them kits of kindness. So it'll have your camp t-shirt and your bandana and everything that you're going to need, including yoga mats. I will probably do something like how they did at the school, and you guys will have to come by the school and pick them up. Just because shipping wise, like I'm trying to give you guys hula hoops so you can work out every day, and jump ropes and all that really cool stuff. So somebody's saying you don't have a bandana. You're gonna get it in your kit. You don't have it. But we're gonna put some really cool stuff together. Miss Adriana will be there. Miss Latanya will be there. Mr. Keith will be there. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And it'll start July 6th.
How do my nails?
And it'll be for 6 weeks. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It's gonna be like
So y'all look out for that. Again, I'm only inviting like 40 families where we usually have 100 because I can only manage so many, you know, this online thing is just a lot to try to manage. But you all definitely, everybody participating in this program is my #1. So just look out for that email when hopefully we'll send out by the end of the week or early next week. All right, so yay. It's gonna be fun. All right, so at this time, let's go ahead and get into our cooking lesson. So do me a favor and let's go ahead and mute our microphones. And then if you have anything that you wanna add or if you want me to answer anything, just put it in the chat. And then I'm gonna also pin this. Yes, you're welcome, Mom. I'm excited. All right, I'm going to try to put this so my thing is pinned. Yes, so I'm gonna pin my video so you can see that. And if you have any questions, again, just put it in the chat and I will do my best to respond. So, although I really do miss hearing you guys, but you guys just get to be so loud. All right, so let's see if you guys can see me. All right. So we are going to make 3 things today. First of all, I wanted to show you all how to make a lemon vinaigrette that is really very simple, very inexpensive, and honestly, so much more delicious than any dressing that you're gonna buy in the store. It's very, very simple. I also wanted to show you all, last week we roasted our green beans, and this week I'm gonna show you how to roast your asparagus. Even though I know some people have already eaten it, I'm gonna still show you because it's super easy. And just like we said, really when you get into roasting, it's always the same ingredients: olive oil, salt, pepper, and lemon, every time. By the way, I will show you that I have shorts on because I know some of the kids are like, what do I have? I have shorts on under this, so I'm decent. All right, and then I'm gonna show you how to make a kale salad. I'm really excited to show you how to make a kale salad because I feel like kale is one of those things that is very intimidating, and really trying to figure out how to do it. Also, I want to share, like, if you all know how to do this stuff, just apologies if I'm being really redundant, but I really am approaching this whole cooking class like you don't know anything. I'm just going to take it from a base level, assume nobody knows anything, and then we'll build from there. So before we get into all of that, I just wanted to first revisit what we talked about last week in terms of what does plant-based eating mean and what is eating a whole plant-based diet looks like. And basically, and you all should know this. Let's see. Oh, hold on, let me see what's happening here. Okay, you guys are just talking to each other, okay. That's fine. Okay. All right, yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that so I can see what's going on. All right, so you guys can like just give me a thumbs up or whatever, or if you want me to say something. Oh, Solar's coming. Hello, Solar. Where is Nadia? Hi, Solar. Hey, Solar, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I don't have my ingredients, but I just want to watch.
Yeah, that's fine. We're just hanging out. It's fun to hang out with you guys. All right, I'm gonna put you on mute and I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
All right, so last time we were talking about what is a plant-based diet. You guys remember what that was? Thumbs up if you guys remember what a plant-based diet means, kinda. When we're talking about eating plant-based foods, we're talking about eating foods that look as close to nature as possible, that they haven't been processed or they've been processed very little. So for an example, we said eating an apple was a really great example of a whole food, because an apple is something that we could take from that tree, we could wipe it off, but we could eat it. We don't have to do anything to that apple to eat it, all right? An example of an apple-based food that has been processed a little bit is going to be apple juice. Apple juice has been processed. They had to take that juice, they pressed it, they pasteurized it to be able to sit on a shelf for a long time, they bottle it. So that's been processed. That process of pasteurization kills off all the nutrients in the apple juice, right? So it's not bad for you, but it's not as healthy as eating that apple in its whole form is going to be, because it's its full nutrient, it's perfect in its beautiful nature. You didn't need to do anything to it. And then our example of our highly processed food would be Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks now have no more fruit in them. There's no fruit in Apple Jacks. It's highly processed. There's nothing healthy in the apple juice. And so our goal is to eat as much food in its natural form as possible. So having a whole foods-based diet means that most of our foods look as close to nature as possible. So that is going to be the basis of all these recipes that I share with you. They're all going to be 100% whole foods meals. And then also understanding that whenever we take this, say lemon, and then we squeeze it, it's processed because it's now not its whole lemon, but we processed it. So we know exactly what went into that process. We took the lemon, we cut it in half, we juiced it. We know that it's processed, but it's just processed a little bit and it's still got most of its nutrients intact.
What
All right?
about lemons?
Thumbs up, or if you have any questions, just do like this if you have a question, since I have you guys on mute. Sia, do you really have a question, or you just want to say something?
Yes.
Sia, you just want to say something.
Everything has been processed, or only certain things has been processed?
Well, we know a lot of foods, like all the foods you guys get in your bags, they're not processed, right? Like they're in their whole form.
I'm talking about like all the healthy things, like wheat has been turned into rice, like everything been processed that is healthy, or only certain things processed to make certain things?
Well, like rice and wheat, that's a good point. You have something like, okay, a wheat, if you went out in nature, you went to a farm, you'd see a wheat stalk, right? We don't really eat wheat like that. You could, but it's not really good. They have to take the leaves off of it. They have to take the kernel off. They do a lot. But the difference between, say, something like wheat or rice is a brown rice or white rice. A brown white rice has been processed a little bit. A white rice has been processed a lot, because now it's not even brown anymore. Now it's white. That piece that makes brown rice chewy is what's good for us. And when you get into white rice, it's not chewy anymore. That means they've taken it off. And I'm telling you, the only reason they do that is so that it can stay on a shelf for a long time. That's the only reason. And so it gets into money and capitalism. And like they've taken all the nutrients out of our foods, not because for any other reason than they can make more money off of it. And once they cut it down, like an apple is going to be more costly to them because it's going to go bad. Whereas like an apple juice, they process it and it can stay on the shelf for a long time. So that's why we have to empower ourselves and know that, the more whole foods we can get in our diet, the better. Sia, did I answer your question? Yes, okay. All right, let me get going. All right, so I'm gonna start with showing you guys how to make this lemon vinaigrette. You're gonna not even believe how easy it is. Yeah, okay. So to make our lemon vinaigrette, can you see me? Okay, we're gonna start with our olive oil. Well, first of all, you're gonna use a jar. I literally use all of the jars. This is like from my coconut oil. I just keep these things. They're great for storing everything. So whenever you have anything in glass, just keep it. So I'm gonna make my lemon, and I'm gonna tell you everything we're making today is my dinner. So I'm eating what we're making today. So we're gonna put this in a jar. And we are gonna start by juicing a couple of lemons. Now I know you guys all have these ingredients, but I know that you have stuff for a salad. So I'm gonna show you anyway. All you're gonna need for this is your lemon, your olive oil, some kind of spicy mustard, salt and pepper and garlic. That's it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and juice our lemon. I'm gonna do it right here in front of you. I think I showed you, I don't know if you guys have a lemon squeezer. Whoops, a lemon squeezer. I got this from Goodwill for $1. So like go Goodwill, like to look for their stuff like kitchen supplies, they have a lot of stuff. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and juice our lemon. I'm gonna use 3 lemons because I have teeny tiny lemons. Actually, I'll just do 2. And I'm gonna just go ahead and pour it in there. Now, I don't bother taking out the seeds because I just don't. Like, if you feel like that's a thing that you need to do, I don't. I'll just worry about that later. So this is about how much lemon it makes. And then you're gonna go ahead and add about a half a cup to a full cup of your olive oil. And add that right to the thing. Now, that's about half and half. I'm gonna go ahead and add a full cup of olive oil because the lemon is gonna be really strong. It's gonna like dominate it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more oil because it's also gonna help it last longer.
Dominate? What?
All right, so that is our mixture there. Then we are going to add some Dijon mustard. Now the mustard, or any kind of spicy mustard, the mustard makes it creamy versus like oily. You can actually have a dressing that's just like this. It's like you know, it's like oil, like a vinegar and oil. But when you add the dressing, the mustard to it, it makes it creamy and gives you that creamy texture that we like. So go ahead. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of the mustard. We're just gonna add it right in there. All right, next up, we are going to add a little bit of honey. Honey is good to kind of help offset that tanginess that you're gonna get from the mustard. You don't really need it, but if you might want a little bit to taste. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of honey in there, like half a teaspoon. Put that all in there. All right. Next, we're gonna add our garlic. Now, I didn't get a chance to go to the store to get the minced one, which I usually like to get. It's already cut up for you. But it also, like, if you can look for it when they're already peeled like that, it just came like that, that's easier. It's kind of a pain doing this, but, you know, I don't prefer to do this, but this is a lemon press. This is also a garlic press. I also got that at the dollar store or something like that, real inexpensive. And then you just press it in. And again, everything's just going right into the jar. I like really garlicky, so I'm gonna add 4. I kind of always add 4 if you like really garlicky. Right into the thing. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's all in there. And then we just add our salt and pepper. I told you guys last week, I do like most of my shopping at Trader Joe's. I don't know if that's accessible to you, but if it is, like this is 99 cents. Like Trader Joe's is pretty inexpensive for like decent stuff. It's worth the trip. So we're gonna go ahead and just, again, put it right into the jar.
It's
also,
great.
the green salt and sea salt is better for you because it doesn't have that iodine in it. It's, again, this is like less processed, where like your regular salt is processed to make it more granular. So this is a little bit healthier for you. Okay. This, or I use this too. Just like a regular sea salt. Not too much salt. And then a little bit of pepper. That is it. All of our stuff, put that lid on there, and that's it. So that is our lemon vinaigrette. That's it. I'm gonna taste it. Perfect. Perfect, 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 just like that. In fact, I wasn't sure if I added too much oil, but I didn't. It's perfect, just like that. So that was what? That was 2 lemons, a cup of olive oil, and just everything else. And then when you're gonna taste this, you're just gonna season it to taste. So if you want a little bit more salt, add a little bit more salt. Again, the difference with making your own salad dressing versus buying it in the bottle, first of all, I'm sure that it's less expensive. If I really priced it out, it's probably less expensive. But this is, again, an example of, if I can get this lid back, it being less processed. Everything we put in here was a whole food, except for the olive oil. But even the salt, like salad dressings tend to have a lot of salt in them. They use it as a preservative. And that sodium content is something for us as people of color always have to be very careful of. So you'll see, I mean, I don't even think I used a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. So we can control, when we do it like this, we control the amount of salt in there so we know exactly how much is in there. The same with the sweetener. The same with the sweetener. I added 1/2 teaspoon of honey. When you would look at a salad dressing, like it's got so much sugar, so much sodium, they do that to cut down on the cost. And they're all used as preservatives. You say, Sean O'Berry, did you say something?
Are we supposed to put honey in it?
Put a little bit of honey in it, just a little bit. I would prefer you use like, I think honey is better. Like maple syrup can be expensive, but again, just a little bit. It's not like we're using it to do a ton.
Okay.
A little bit of honey just to sweeten. Okay? So our dressing, all done. Super fast. All right, let me get some paper towels. All right, awesome. Does anybody have any questions about that, about the dressing? Sounds good. And then I actually, next week, I was able to, oh, Sean, you're making it with us. Do you want me to slow down? Are you good? Sean O'Berry's making his dressing. Okay. Madge, you're making it too? Okay.
It has spicy mustard.
Oh, well, good. You guys can tell me how you like it.
What?
I just was sharing with you that, now I don't always like to get these bagged vegetables and things like bagged salads, but sometimes, you know what, just take the shortcut. You know what I mean? Sometimes just get the bag, it's fine. This is arugula. I got this also from Trader Joe's. I usually like to get my produce like you guys get yours like fresh, but sometimes you just go ahead and get it, it's easy. But arugula, I don't know, the kids have had arugula. It's just to kind of change it up a little bit. But I have arugula, I'm gonna put arugula in this salad. And then I also am putting basil in this salad. And I actually have you guys getting basil next week in your order. Because you can do so much with it. Like you can put it in your water, you can cook with it, but it is so good in a smoothie and in a salad. It just makes it more interesting. So I got this basil here, and I'm just gonna add it right to my salad with that arugula. Just break that up and put that right in the salad with the rest of the greens. Herbs are one of those things that just like, again, when you're going plant-based, it's like you're wanting to, it's a really great opportunity to have like really expand your flavor palette and just like really get to appreciate like different textures and different real subtle flavors. So we just
scratchy back.
And then I'm just gonna tear that up a little bit. And then I would add, in fact, what I'm going to show you in doing this kale salad, you could put like the tomatoes that you're making from the kale salad, so you could put that right into here. then what I'm gonna do is mix that up. And then I'm gonna take this salad dressing, I'm gonna pour it right over top. And you don't, and here's the other thing too, you don't even need a lot. Like I'm just gonna show you.
How do we know how much to put on?
How much salad dressing?
Yes.
Well, you're just not gonna wanna drown it, right? So like this is a whole bowl. This is gonna be like my whole dinner, like for me and my son. So
A lot of people use like measurement tools like cups and quarts and stuff.
yeah.
Measurements, or are you just gonna pour right on?
Well, you know what I'll do? I will use my measuring tools so that you feel more comfortable, okay? So let's say I'm gonna do,
About 4 or 5.
maybe 4.
Good. I said 4 or 5 of those. 4 to 5 of those. And then you should taste it. You should let you and your son taste it.
Mix it up so that it gets on every leaf.
You start making me hungry.
Yeah, that's actually good, 4 teaspoons. You're just gonna put enough so like it's on every leaf. It also starts to break down a little bit. And that way too, like again, this is gonna be for like my son and I, so like 2 people. And by the way, I still have a whole jar of dressing left. You know what I mean? We don't have to drown it. We drown it, we're missing that flavor. But when you have like arugula, different lettuces, basil, lemon, all that, it's gonna be super flavorful. So you're not even gonna miss it.
Different lettuces? There's multiple types of lettuces?
Yeah, what kind of lettuce did you guys get this week? I don't even know.
We had lettuce. We had asparagus. We had kale.
Yeah.
It looked like it might have been maybe romaine or iceberg. Not sure.
Oh, that looks good. That's some kind of like green leaf lettuce. Is it like soft? Is it like buttery? It's like softer than
It's kind of, but I guess it's like,
like leaf lettuce. All the different lettuces have different nutritional components. So that's why it's really nice to kind of like mix it up. Like sometimes I'll have like, even if you get those like spring garden mixes that are in the store, and then maybe get another thing of like arugula, and then maybe get some spinach, and then go ahead and put your basil in there. All those different dark leafy greens, all the dark leafy greens are they're called superfoods because they are so nutrient dense. Next week when we do our salad, I'm gonna show you guys, and I'll make sure you have your ingredients in advance. I wanna show you guys how to make a salad that's like a meal that you can just put in your refrigerator and eat like over days. And it's always like having a lot of different kind of lettuces and greens as your base. All right? Let me just taste it.
Why did you have to tell me what we were making next week? Now I want you to make it right now.
Right now, well, you guys don't have your ingredients. I gotta make sure you have your ingredients.
Just send it and then we'll make it. Just send it while you're on camera, then we'll make it.
That arugula is really, really good with that lemon dressing. So if you get a
I
chance,
haven't even heard of any of these foods. I'm glad I'm here.
all right. See, mute your thing for me. All right, so that is our salad. Any questions about that? Everybody good? Nice, awesome.
No.
I'm trying to keep myself from making too much of a mess. All right, so next up, we will work on our asparagus. Asparagus, again, is real easy. Let me turn this down a little bit so you guys can see. All right. Asparagus, I don't know, does anybody eat asparagus? Does anybody like asparagus? You guys like asparagus? Cool.
I never had asparagus.
Good. So I'm glad. Wait, let me get my chair so y'all can see.
Wait a minute, isn't asparagus a long green thing with the like little thing on top that makes it look like a mini tree? Can you show it close to the camera? I can't see asparagus.
This is our asparagus.
Oh, I see it now.
Again, if this is redundant, then just forgive me. It's gonna be real quick. But I just wanted to show you that asparagus, obviously, I don't know if you guys put them on the grill, super great on the grill. with like peppers and things like that, but you can also roast them, which are really easy. And the key to asparagus is like you're gonna wanna trim the edge. So basically, if you just kind of bend it where it naturally snaps, that's the piece that you're gonna cut off. So what you would do is like kind of use that as the marker for the rest of them. So if you do kind of like that, that pretty much is going to show you like how much of the bottom that you're going to trim off. Because it's like stalky, it's like really hard to bite into. So just cut off the ends. I already washed this. I already washed all this produce. And then to roast it like we did last week, you're going to just go ahead, line them up right there on your thing. Same deal. We're not going to put it in a bowl because it's a little awkward with the long stems, but you would do the same thing. Just a little bit of olive oil. I'll use this salt. A little bit of salt. Just a bit. Sorry, Madison. I'm sorry, Sia, you'd like for me to measure, but you're just doing a little salt. A little bit of garlic powder, and that is it. Just stir it around a little bit. I'm just doing a little bit so I can show you. And that goes right in your oven, just like any vegetable you can roast. 425, olive oil, salt, a little garlic. When it comes out, sprinkle it with a little lemon. That's it. In terms of cook time, these are like a medium stem. So this is gonna be like 15 minutes in the oven. Some of them, if they're really skinny, it'd be like 5 minutes. So you just have to keep an eye on them. You don't wanna overcook them because when they start to get, they'll start to get like real flimsy, start cooking out all the nutrients. The goal here is to try to keep it a little bit crisp. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Matter of fact, I am going to go ahead and eat all of this. So I'm gonna finish doing the rest of it. When you are roasting, you're gonna want them to be like an even sheet so they all cook evenly. And again, I kind of used like a lot of olive oil that first time, so I'm gonna just kind of switch it around. You don't need a lot of olive oil. You just wanna make sure they all get a little bit of that moisture. I am gonna put a little bit more garlic powder. I would even, again, just light on the salt and do like a little bit to taste at the end versus cooking too heavy with it. So again, I'm just gonna make sure that's all in one row so they can cook evenly. All right, now I'm gonna put that in the oven.
It looks too delicious to be true.
It is true.
No, it's not. It can't be true.
It's true, I'm telling you. I promise. All right, any questions about that? Super easy.
How's the roux?
Well, let me look in the chat and make sure nobody put anything over here.
The Bassett family said they're gonna cook with the asparagus with dinner tonight.
Yummy.
So there's other cereals that have fruits and veggies and grains in them, like corn pops and.
You said they had Apple Jacks yesterday.
What?
That's funny.
As soon as you started talking about it, I'm like, nah.
It's fine to have it. We just want to be mindful of having it all the time.
I had 2 bowls. Corn pops, is that the same thing with no corn in it?
With what?
Corn pops, does it have corn in it, or is it like Apple Jacks with no?
Well, you tell me. Are corn pops, are they a whole food? Are they a little bit processed, or are they a lot processed?
I think a lot.
Did you go out to the corn pop tree and take some corn pops out?
Corn doesn't even come from trees.
Well, that's true. Well, could you go to the corn pop garden and have corn
What
pops?
is that? Does that even exist?
Well, could you get corn from the garden? Yes. All right.
Things are a little bit processed with corn in it.
When you look at that corn pop, does it look like corn at all?
It looks like It looks like kernels from popcorn.
Well, they created it to look like that, not because it looks like that in nature, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a bigger version, a weird-looking version of corn from off the cob. Like they just put it in an array and then expanded it and then cooked it. It looks like a bigger piece of corn from the cob.
Well, I want to share with you that your corn pops, I'm sorry to tell you, are very highly processed. And if you look on the ingredients on the back of your corn pops or of your Apple Jacks, if they were mostly whole foods, what would the first ingredient be?
Hold on. What the? Anything and then that's either
On
a
your
little.
label and is the first thing listed is what it has the most of. And I'm going to bet you it's going to say
It has sodium and whatever. Sodium.
corn, but it's really processed. And the next ingredient, if it's not the first, it's going to be second, is sugar.
I can't reach
High
my
fructose corn syrup. And that is not good for you. All right. Okay, you guys ready to go into the kale salad? I see Madison is cooking and Shauna Berry. So you guys want us to, how are you doing over there? Do you want us to wait for you? Yeah, okay.
Let's see what this says.
We're gonna put it in the oven after it warms up.
Okay, you're doing your asparagus right now?
Yes.
Awesome. Sean, I'm gonna put the pin in you so we can, actually, I'm gonna put the pin in Madison so we can see you guys cooking.
Go!
Leave her alone.
So it has total fat. It says total fat is 1% and 0%.
I have the camera on you guys. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just reading the stuff off the corn pops box.
Yeah, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Madison and her mom.
Okay.
They're
Where
cooking.
did Madison go? Did she shrink?
They're making asparagus. Wow, that looks good. Nice job.
Let's get a house and eat some asparagus with y'all.
All right, Shauna Berry, let's check in with you. Let's see what you're up to.
He has an evil smile.
Let's see what you got, Shauna Berry. Ooh, yes. How is it? Are you eating your salad?
Yes.
Are you eating it?
Yes. It's good.
Is it good? You like the salad dressing?
Yes. I only like the lettuce though.
All right, I'll take
He
that.
doesn't like the kale. He only likes the lettuce part.
Oh. Well, I'm going to show you how to make this kale salad, and hopefully, did you guys use all your kale, or do you have any more?
Yeah, we have more. We only used a little bit because I knew he wasn't going to like that part, but we mixed it with the lettuce. So he liked the lettuce, just not the kale.
That's awesome. That was a great idea. So that actually is perfect because we get into this kale salad. I'm going to see if Sean O'Berry's going to like the kale salad. He might. That's my salad. Let me see if he's going to like the kale salad. All right. All right, let's get into this kale salad, y'all.
I think I'm gonna like the asparagus.
I am excited about seeing if you guys are going to like this kale salad. I'm very hopeful. All right.
Wait a minute.
Kale salad. So what is exciting about this kale salad is that it is, I call it melt in your mouth kale salad because the way that we cook it, or the way that we prepare it, it really does melt in your mouth. So when some people have what they call like a raw vegan diet. That means they only eat fruits and vegetables that are not even cooked, which is a lot. I mean, it's good, but it's very structured. It's very disciplined. But the way that we're gonna make this kale salad is kind of like the way, it's kind of like the secret ingredient. It's kind of like, it's the, what do we call it? We'll call it like, this is the hook. This is how they do it, because you don't want to always be like, even if you're vegan, like nobody wants you to not eat just like straight leaves all the time. Like it's kind of impossible to do that. So this is a way that they kind of would call it, this is how they cook their food. And it's the way that the oil, the lemon, and the lemon being an acid, and the salt work together to break it down so that it's nice and soft. So we're gonna see if you guys.
Don't touch that. Get away.
So there are two ways we're gonna do this. I'm sorry, not two.
Get away from over there.
There are kind of two stages to this kale salad. Sia, mute your thing for me. All right. So our first step in making our kale salad is to, now I don't know, did you guys get curly kale or this like was lastimito kale? Was it like this? Like flat? It was curly? Okay. Either one, it doesn't matter. Like either one, okay. Yeah, either one, it doesn't matter. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to remove the leaf from the stem. Now, this part down here is really tough, but we can kind of leave this top here intact. So basically, can you see here? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our knife and we're gonna basically, now this part does take some time, I'm not gonna lie, but just go ahead and we do it and it's done. So you're basically going to just cut out the base of that stem, just like that. So we can kind of leave the front part here and leave it like that. And then we're gonna just line that all up. Like I said, it does take a little time. And I will tell you, like, the thing with the plant-based diet, a lot of people will say it's too expensive. I don't really buy into that it's expensive, but I will say that it's time consuming. It does take some time. But that's also why we like to really do most of our food prep on the weekend. So most of this stuff is kind of done on a Sunday or a Saturday so that you don't have to, you know, nobody has time to be doing this in the middle of the week. This part is also easier too for you guys with your big leaves. Mine are really small, so that takes a little bit more time. So we are going to just take our time, take out the stems, and basically we're going to line them all up and then slice them up in little tiny slivers, and that's part of the way that it starts to break down so that it's easier to chew. All right, I did a couple earlier. Oh, here's my asparagus that I put on for half of the time. So I am going to check it out and see if it needs to be flipped. Still looking good, nice and green. I'm just doing this. Shake it up a little bit so it doesn't get too burnt. Put that baby back in there. For another 10 minutes. All right. So, where were we? Where's my knife? Okay. All right, cutting out the leaves. This does not have to be perfect. It's not about that. It's just about trying to get as much of that leaf off the stem as possible. If we keep the stem in it, it's like the kids are not gonna like it because it's gonna be real hard to chew. All right, almost done. So it's a little tedious, but it didn't take more than 10 minutes. All right, so now we have all of these leaves, and we're gonna kind of like try to match them up like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it up like this, like in a big roll. So that's like that. And then we're gonna slice them. Slice them in little, so they're like little ribbons. We're basically just doing it in little bite-sized pieces so that it's easier to work with. And then I'm gonna put it all in my bowl. So just do all of those little ribbons. Again, not doing it for beauty. These are too little to kind of line up like that. So I'm just bunching them together. But the idea is to roll them up. So that we're just gonna slice them in these little bite-sized ribbons. Thing. And then any of those little extra pieces, just tear them up and put them in there. But that is the idea. This is a small bunch. That is the first part. The next thing we are going to do is get our, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my recipe here. We are going to get a tablespoon of lemon or lime. I actually am going to use lime is like the ideal thing to use, but if you use lemon, it's fine too. It's a little bit of a different taste, but lime is the ideal. So you're going to use about a tablespoon of lime. I don't know if you guys do this, but like do this to kind of get your juice nice and soften up the thing so that it's easier to kind of juice. Juice our lime. And again, guys, we're gonna see the same thing again. It's the same ingredients. Lemon, olive oil, salt, and garlic. Same thing. Once we make this investment, and the olive oil is gonna be the main thing, and just every single time. And what's really nice about it is that your lemons and your limes have so much vitamin C. So it's kind of like this idea. Actually, one leaf of kale has 80 milligrams. I think it's 83 milligrams of vitamin C. Kale has 83 milligrams of vitamin C. And then a juice of a whole lemon and lime, I believe, are like 80 milligrams of vitamin C. So just thinking about all the nutrients that are in something like this. So we are hitting all of the pieces. All right, so a tablespoon of your lime juice. I'm gonna do a little bit more. And then a tablespoon of our olive oil. Pour that over. And then like a half a teaspoon of the salt. I'm gonna use this. A half a teaspoon, I'm just gonna do a couple of shakes like this. Now here's the trick. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna massage this kale just
if we're kneading dough.
kinda. I mean, we're just gonna massage it. So we're gonna blend all of the kale leaves all together. Your hands are gonna get messy. It's gonna be really oily, but trust me, this is the key. Oh wait, did I put my garlic in there yet? Hold on.
I don't know.
No, this is it. So this is a salad in and of itself. So I'm just gonna put my hands right in here, and you're just massaging the oil, the salt.
There's no garlic in there?
You can, but I'm not going to.
What you gonna use the garlic for then?
It's going to be in the second part of this.
Ooh, I can't wait.
So this, you're just literally massaging the oil and the lemon into the leaves of the kale.
Don't forget to wash.
The more that you do that, the softer it's going to get.
Wait, softer?
Yes, it starts to break down the kale leaf and make it softer. So like if you had that kale leaf right now, it's really tough. But if you massage the lemon and the olive oil and the salt into it, it starts to get soft. I mean, you can even
because of the olive oil, lemon, and salt that starts to dissolve it.
Yes, it's like a science experiment. The way that the oil, the acid, and the salt work together, it breaks it down. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's cooking it, but it's softening it like you were cooking it. But the beauty about it is that you're not cooking it, so that means you're not losing any of the nutrients. I'm going to take this little baby out. So this is 100% all healthy.
What happens if we did cook it? What will we lose and what will we keep?
Well, you know, like if you made greens, like say you were talking about Thanksgiving earlier, and we put our greens in a big pot of water, and then you take your greens out, and then the water's like green, because all the nutrients are cooked out into the water. So like, you know, I know in Black culture, we call that like the pot liquor, and they call it like, don't throw that away, that's the good stuff, because that's where all the nutrients are. You like think about any kind of broth, like when we're making a broth, it's got like onions and carrots and all this stuff in the base, it's because it's cooked out all the nutrients into the water.
Is that why broth is liquid? They just pour all the nutrients into it with the veggies?
When you're doing, right, so like if you're doing a broth, you put all those vegetables in there and you boil it and then you simmer it and you simmer it for a long time. And then it's like the water tastes like what you put in there, your onions, your carrots and celery and all of that. So in addition to giving it flavor, it's also where all the nutrients are.
I really don't eat cooked carrots, I eat raw carrots.
Well, that's awesome. All right, so you can keep doing this for as long as you wanted to let it keep breaking down. Also, if this is like in the refrigerator overnight, it's gonna continue to kind of keep breaking it down. But you can even see here.
What?
How
Can you do it?
you can see how it's really broken down. So it's not like, you know, it's not stiff anymore. It's soft.
It looks like spinach.
Yes. So the smaller you make those leaves and the longer you kind of break that down, the softer it's going to get and the tastier it's going to taste. So I'm going to taste it and see what it tastes like.
Please be good.
It's perfect.
Yay.
Miss Jiana, look.
Let me see. Hold on.
Madison, taste yours.
Mm-mm.
You're not going to taste it?
Taste
it. We made another salad.
No, taste it.
I'm going to take a picture of you, Madison.
You can taste it. You can taste it.
I can't taste it unless I can try to grab. I can try to open the camera and be like, so.
Let me check on the asparagus. It's beeping.
Don't burn it. Okay, Madison, here I come. Make sure to give the whatever that stuff is to me. Raise it up, and I'm trying to grab it.
All right, our asparagus is ready.
It's
It's
not
perfect.
there. Ooh, can I come to your house and eat with you and your son? Yay.
As soon as COVID is over, you're invited over. We'll have a party.
Yay. Party.
So I'm actually just gonna take a little bit of this lemon. Again, lemon, olive oil, salt, everything. And it's some kind of way it like activates, it like brings out the flavor in the fruits and vegetables. So it works for everything. So I'm just gonna take this before I would serve it and just put the lemon right over.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm watching someone cook Thanksgiving, cooking side dishes for Thanksgiving.
When that cools down, I'll taste it and see how it tastes. But in any case, so this is our like baseline kale salad. So you could have this like, again, if you wanted to like marinate that in there for a while, like let it soften. I really think the kids are gonna like it, but I'm gonna show you another level to this. So if I were gonna eat this by itself, I'd probably go ahead and put more than garlic in there. You could easily just add like tomatoes in there. And that's also what I was saying, like you could mix that in with that salad we had earlier and just like, again, just like really super nutrient dense. But I wanna show you this other piece. This is kind of like to make it a little bit more fancy, but also more delicious. We make a salsa to put in that kale salad that includes avocado, tomato, red onion, and jalapeno, and garlic, of course. So let me just clean up my mess here a bit. And we are going to, I have cherry tomatoes, so I'm going to use just the rest of these tomatoes. If the recipe calls for like one whole tomato, I'm just going to use like a handful of cherry tomatoes.
They're called cherry tomatoes because of their size and their color.
Huh?
No, from where I'm sitting, it actually just looks like regular cherries.
Yeah, kind of cherry tomatoes. And we're going to put that in there. Cut that up.
I wish people knew the tomato was a fruit.
This is the tomato part. Oh, that tomato doesn't look so great.
I feel like I'm watching somebody make a Thanksgiving dinner.
And again, friends, this is where I was kind of saying that it's like, I am not saying not to eat meat. All I'm saying is try to include as many plant-based foods in your diet as possible. So if you had this and you had your chicken and you had your, say you had some brown rice, like this would be really great with some like brown rice, your chicken, your salad on the side, your asparagus, like that's a whole meal.
Oh, so you're just making a side dish.
This is kind of, I mean, this is like your veggie.
It's your veggie part of my, it's fruit. Anything that has a seed is fruit.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut up this red onion. I don't know why my onions are so tiny this time, but we're gonna go ahead and just chop that up and add that to our salad.
How many days would it last us?
Depending on how much you liked it and how fast you eat it. I will tell you that we will probably, I'm sure my son and I will eat all of this tonight. All of it.
All of it in one night?
Yes. I also did not eat a lot today.
Like me, when we got the candy for Valentine's Day, I ate it all in one day and had a sugar rush.
Well, why are you telling Miss Jiana that? Because she doesn't want to know about the candy that you ate in one day. I'm just kidding.
So you're saying that this is something that we can pair with other things like chicken and black and brown rice?
Exactly.
I thought it was just gonna be a full meal. I thought you were gonna do something big.
Well, I'm trying to just use the things that you guys are getting in your salad bowls and your things. All right. So next, I'm going to put in half of a jalapeno for spice. Cut off that end. When you're cutting out the jalapeno, make sure you take out the seeds because they're super hot, unless you're really into super hot. Sometimes I do just leave them in. But they have a really good flavor. This is kind of like a guacamole kind of idea. Just go ahead and slice up. I like it spicy. Chop that up. That's definitely to your liking. And again, you can keep the kale salad like it is, but this is just like a nice little twist. Put your jalapeno in there. And then we'll do our avocado. And I'm going to just show you guys, I don't know if you know how to do this, but I'm going to show you again. This is a really good technique for cutting your avocado. So you're going to cut it in half. Of course, like the whole trick with avocados is that they're super hard, super hard, super hard, and then they're ripe. So you kind of just have to keep an eye on it. So when it gets to be like a little bit tender to touch, that's when it's ready. And you just need to be on the go, because on the ready for that, because it will go bad very quickly. So when you have your avocado like this, you just use a big spoon and scoop it. Just like that. I use a tablespoon. So I'm gonna cut that up in quarters. I usually just do that right in my hand. Put that in there. And then when you're getting the seed out of the other side, you use your knife and cut it and twist it and pull it out.
That's how you get a seed out of an avocado.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. Don't do this without.
Wait a minute. So you put the knife on the seed and you twist it and it comes out?
Yep. And you're just gonna scoop that out with, just like that. That is that. I am going to go back to my garlic. And like I said, I generally like stuff really garlicky. So I kind of always use like 4 cloves. I'm gonna put that right in there. And again, friends, you're gonna see again, lemon or lime, olive oil, salt and garlic. All you're getting your flavor is from all the different foods that are in there. Like that. We are going to add our lime juice, lemon or lime. Add that right to the mix. Add a tablespoon of our olive oil. Just like that. A little crank of our salt. And just mix it up. So that is our little salsa, which I honestly think I ate that for dinner last night, just as it is. What did I have last night? I had this and I think I had some black beans. That is a salad nice by itself. But when you go back and then add that on top of your kale salad, and then mix that all together. This is like really nice in the summertime when you don't really feel like cooking. Still need something hearty. That is that. And then what we're gonna add to the top of that are sunflower seeds. So when we put the sunflower seeds in there, it's giving it like a little bit of a crunch, it's giving it a little bit more texture, but it's also our protein. So I'm just gonna, I like the roasted sunflower seeds, but not salted. Because the salted, again, you don't wanna have like more salt than we need. So, plus we put salt in here, so we really don't need it. So I just sprinkle, I mean, if you wanted to say a tablespoon, but you just put that all together. So that is our melt in our mouth kale salad.
We're actually melting your mouth, or are you just saying it?
No, it actually
Does
literally melts in your mouth.
Oh, because I was saying, because things that are soft, sometimes they don't really just melt in your mouth, but they feel like kind of like dissolving.
Well, that's like dissolving is the right word, because if you if you keep this in the refrigerator overnight, or the longer you kind of keep it in there together, it's going to start continuing breaking down like we were talking about, and it does kind of melt in your mouth, particularly if you make those leaves a little smaller. So let me taste it.
Baby Bassett is a little cranky. We gotta go.
That is delicious.
Oh, thank you so much. Our asparagus is in the oven. So the Bassett family left.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I go ahead and record it.
Baby Bassett was a bit cranky.
Anybody have any questions about any of that?
Is it over?
That's our last recipe. It is.
Okay.
We made a lemon vinaigrette. We made roasted asparagus and a melt in your mouth kale salad
Vinagarette in the future.
with tomato and all that. If you didn't have that, all that, because I didn't give you the ingredients till late, I encourage you to try it. It's really good. But then again, you can still have that kale salad and just add tomatoes to it. Any of those things will be really, really delicious.
It's Jiana.
Yes.
Really good, Jiana.
Thank you, Miss Diane.
How do we have strawberries? Miss Gianna, I made some guacamole.
Oh, you just went ahead and made the guacamole. All right. It's the same thing. It's pretty much the same ingredients. You just mash it up more.
Miss Gianna,
Yes.
why do we got strawberries?
Well, I didn't create a recipe for strawberry because I figured you guys would just want to eat them.
Well, then you know me too well.
Remember,
I didn't think they would make
I
it.
will try my best to eat them off.
All right, friends. Well, I don't want to keep you, Miss Diane. That kind of brings our lesson to a close, but I'm happy to see that it's 7:15. So we really made all of that within an hour. You know, that's
15 minutes.
Well, we were probably talking for the first 15 minutes, I'm sure.
True. We were talking for 30 minutes.
So yeah, it's looking like we can do this in an hour. So that's good. I'm happy to be able to.
Less than an hour.
Yeah, that we can do all this in less than an hour, and that's great.
2 hours and a half.
Do you guys want me to hang out, Sean O'Berry and Madison, do you guys want me to hang out until you finish cooking?
I'm finished.
I'll hang out with you.
I'm
Miss Diane, I don't want to keep you if you want to go.
just waiting until 7:30.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Eating a strawberry. Don't mind me.
You're eating the strawberries? Yeah, I figured that would be the case.
Why are they so sweet?
Are they?
It is
I didn't
good.
get any. I don't get what you guys get. I have to go and buy my own.
You have to tell them to make an extra bag for someone special, then give them your location.
I can.
Yep. You don't know what you're missing out.
What are you eating?
You don't know what you're
Oh,
missing
you got
out.
your chips to go with your Do you make your own guacamole anyway? Do you do that before? It's so easy.
Yeah, she doesn't even bother adding the onions and all of that stuff. It's like
Just
avocado, lime, salt and pepper, garlic. You're done.
I mean, guacamole is one of those things that's like, once you realize how easy it is, why do we ever people buy it? It's so easy.
I never had guacamole. How's the taste?
It's delicious. You have never had guacamole? Well, I encourage you.
Asparagus and short.
Never even been here.
Oh, let me try my asparagus. Let me see what you guys think.
Wait a minute, isn't what is guacamole? Guacamole is made with avocados, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you ate it raw. How is it?
You ate asparagus without me?
The asparagus.
Just enjoy. Well, welcome to my kitchen. Did y'all see the thunderstorm that happened today?
Yes. Did you lose your electricity
This
at
is
all?
the window I saw out of, and I saw the orange sparks falling out. And they flash orange sparks are coming out the sky. Did y'all just see that, or was that just me?
I think it was just you.
Okay, wow.
You guys see how I eat my asparagus?
Yes. So welcome to my mom's cooking corner.
Miss Jiana.
Our stove is right here, which you can't see.
Yummy. Madison, do you like asparagus?
I'm about to eat one.
Turn this on. Put a pot over the pan.
You not eat over top of the bird.
Split. And that's the end of the tour, folks.
Yummy.
As I'm cooking chicken. It's imaginary chicken, so don't. It's just imaginary chicken. I'm not burning.
Chicken with asparagus and kale salad.
You think I'm broke?
You burn it.
Best with chicken that is healthy.
It's not bad.
Asparagus for stuffing.
Stuffing. Oh, that's what
Yeah.
you're having.
Some people are using greens for stuffing with something other than peas.
Raining again.
How?
Hey. All right, friends, I'm gonna go.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hey.
for joining. It's so good to
Wait a
see you
minute,
guys.
let me stay. No.
I will be in touch
Bye,
with
see
you for
ya.
our next round, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right, have
All
fun.
right, thank
Later,
you.
see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No,
Come on, turn it off.
she's gonna leave. I want her to leave with me.
Bye.
Bye.